Hey all, welcome back. I know it's been a little bit since I've been able to do any videos. I have been having a lot of changes in my life. I moved from New York to Florida, and I have a lot of other big things that I'll share with you in a little bit. But first, I wanted to get back into our conversation that we were talking about last time in regards to needs. And I had mentioned that humans have six human needs. And at different times in our lives, different needs will seem more important than others or will play a different role. And often we'll take different actions that either will be empowering actions around that need or actually disempower us because we think we need that aspect so badly. So those of you that were not here the past 2 weeks, the first week, does anyone remember? We talked about certainty. And then we also talked about uncertainty. And that some people, they just live for certainty. They order the same burger every time they eat. They cannot have anything different. They walk the same path every time they go to work. They need things exactly as so. Other people really need uncertainty. They change up their routine. They can't have every day the same. They just get too bored. And of course, as we go through, this year is very unique because all of us kind of have been thrust into the world of uncertainty. But what's interesting is how people respond. Some people have responded to this year just like shutting down, freaking out, like not sleeping. Other people have responded to this year and actually been embracing the uncertainty and made the uncertainty into somewhat of a certainty. So now that we've discussed those, I wanted to introduce you to the third human need. The third human need is one that has been a big controller of my life for many years. And it's one that I'm really focusing on stepping out of because there's other needs to come that I feel like actually are much more impactful to the kind of life that I want to lead. So what is that need? What need am I talking about? It's the need of significance. So the need of significance means to be important, to be known, to be unique, to not be like everybody else. A lot of times teenagers really run into this need, and that's when they'll get weird clothing or tattoos or piercings, things like that, because they feel like they need to be different than everybody else. And while that plays a role to not be like everybody else, there are certain actions we can take around that can be empowering. Things like, looking how we want without comparing ourselves to others and not feeling like we need to be like everybody else. Things like being significant in the way that we, maybe design our rooms or our houses. That can be empowering significance. That can make you feel like you're your own person. Disempowering significance, though, is things like, only buying a certain pair of pants because everybody has them. Or, having to do not wanting to go out one night and going out because everybody else is doing it. And, you want to and not going just because of the reason that everybody else is going out and you want to be different than everybody else, or staying out super late so you can feel like you're unique, or doing things that are not really good for your health because you want to feel like you're significant from everybody else, or like not showing up to work so that people will notice you. Significance is a lot about attention and doing things that you don't even realize that you're really not doing because it makes you happy, because it gets you attention from other people. Some people will get a face tattoo just to get the attention. And as they go through their life, they realize that's not really servicing their life because they were just doing it to be different, not because it actually was making them happy. Sometimes we do things that don't make us happy, but we do it in order to be unique and different and significant. And that was a big impact on my life for many years. I really wanted to be special. I wanted to be unique. So I would do things just so I could get attention. But they really weren't helping my life, and they weren't allowing me to help other people. Because when you're so focused on yourself, when you're so focused on being special and unique, you're not focusing on really contributing to others. That's very different. Contributing to other people is doing things because you want them to feel special. That's very different than doing things so yourself feels special. And, that it's a lot of times it's a void to fill that you don't feel like you're unique enough just by who you are, that you have to do extra things in order to feel unique. They're the people that you look at and you're like, why are they acting like that? Or why are they having drama in a relationship just because they want attention? So that's the other human need, is significance. A lot of times that's things like drugs, alcohol, things like that. And a lot of people, when they get to a certain age, they just outgrow it. They don't need to be significant. But some people, their entire lives, it's all about being significant. A lot of leaders in our nation, they're, not to name any names, but some leaders are really just trying to be significant and unique. So it doesn't really, it kind of kills their overall purpose of making a difference to other people if you're so focused on being significant. We'll see that with celebrities a lot of times, things like that. Some people play up their significance because they want to try to be their own brand, but a lot of people naturally are just trying to be significant and special and get attention. And that, again, can be empowering or it can be disempowering depending on the reasons why you're choosing to make those actions and be significant. So next week we will be talking about the fourth human need. But remember, as we go through, write these down and rank how important they are to you. Because as you do it, you actually can see what's been making up your life up until now and the kind of life you want to lead. I didn't realize until I learned about these how big significance was in my life. And by seeing it and deciding I don't want significance to control my life anymore. Some people might say, I don't want certainty to control my life anymore. I want to live a little. Or I don't want uncertainty to control my life. It's actually okay for me to settle down and make roots somewhere. So right now we have certainty, uncertainty, and significance. So that's 1 through 3. Rank them as which one has the biggest impact on your life and which one going forward you really want to embrace and focus on. And then we have 3 more to go that I'm excited about. I also wanted to share with all of you that one thing I am creating for in order to make a difference to other people is I think some of you know I'm writing a book that should be out by the end of the year that is going to be called Tragedy, Trauma, and Triumph, and how I went from surviving to thriving. So I really hope you check that out. And if you go on my webpage and subscribe now, I actually will send you a free chapter of that book to check out so you can kind of get inspired and see what that was about and maybe open up your mind and your own story and how you could share it. I also, of course, have this YouTube channel that I will continue to update as much as possible, and I hope you join me. I really enjoy doing them and interacting with all of you. And then I also am going to be starting to do some classes to give people an opportunity to share their own story and learn how to actually share your story, because in the end, the world is built on stories. The Bible was a story. Newspapers are stories. But so many of us keep our stories inside and we hide behind our stories. So I'm going to be doing some courses to kind of teach people how to let their story out and how to use their story to inspire others. Because we've all been through something that if someone else knew about it, they might be inspired. Maybe you started from nothing. Maybe you're having trouble, getting pregnant. Maybe you've been through a divorce. Maybe you lost somebody close to you. Maybe you lost somebody at a young age. Maybe you've traveled to 30 countries. Everybody has a story that could benefit somebody else if they shared it. So I hope that you check out the course as well. But in order to find out about any of this, just check out my new website that is premiering today. I'm proud to share with all of you, called SuzanneRenee.com. So check that out, and I will see you all next week. I hope to see that you check out the webpage. I'm super excited to get it out there in the world, and I hope you take a few minutes to check it out and see if anything on there might appeal to you, and somehow I can contribute to your life, and you're all contributing to my life by being a part of this channel and watching. So thank you. Please like and share if you haven't already, and I'll see you soon.